Welcome, baby. The NPC presents Smooth Finish with our hosts Rob Romano, Chris Marcano, and Brent Lane. These guys have more chemistry than your entire test kit. Ever enlightening and striving to be entertaining. So let's dive into their latest episode of the NPC's Smooth Finish.
Welcome, everybody, to Smooth Finish. We're excited today to talk to Miss Jana Auringer. It's not our first time.
Yes,
but
that's
for
right.
a different reason this time, for sure, to introduce her and her new role at the NPC. Chris and Rob, how we doing, gentlemen?
I'm doing great. I had a little bit of technical difficulties. I thought I was going to lose my marbles, but we got past it. We adapted and we overcame. So I am doing well. I think Rob might not be doing quite as well, considering he was in a backyard. Just doing what he does, working his magic on a newly finished pool, and he was viciously attacked by a Pomeranian.
Wow. I did get nipped by a dog trying to be nice, and the dog showed me how nice it was and took a chunk out of my arm. I'll survive. All good. Never been bit by a dog before. Not quite like that. Well, other than that, everything's good. Yeah, first time.
Well, you can scratch that right off the bucket list here. Things to do. Yeah. This in my lifetime. Get attacked by a Shih Tzu.
Well, absolutely. Well, of course, Miss Jana is with us. How are you doing, Jana?
I'm doing very well today. Thank you very much.
Very good. Well, I don't know if anybody doesn't know this. We've definitely announced it out there, but I know that us three, and specifically the board, are very excited to have Jana with us, not as just our ambassador anymore, but our director of education. That's the big news, and we have her under our fingertips now, right? We can have her when we need her, and we don't have to worry about where she's got to be or when she's got to be, and absolutely super excited. Jana comes to the NPC with a very long career, ton of credentials. She's so involved in the industry, not only education side, but just in, sitting on writing committees and just different things. Again, a lot of that work was, just her passion for the industry and for the NPC. So we're just blessed to have her sign on with us and really just help us get to that next level. With our education, and welcome aboard, Jana.
Yeah, I agree. This is really exciting stuff. We're so pleased that we can share this time in the spotlight on with you, Jana, because obviously this is a great step in the quest of the NPC to continue to move forward and be the tip of the spear and the kind of the benchmark when it comes to education, specifically with our sector within the industry. So I know we're all excited, and this is going to be an awesome conversation. And just for folks, I mean, I don't think there's probably anybody out here who doesn't have an idea of who Jana is and what she brings to the table. But just to get things started, if you don't mind, could you you were known as obviously Jana with Pebble Tech for that's how I met you, going back some time, but can you start and walk us kind of quickly through your journey to get from where you started to where you ended up, including the Pebble Tech path?
Yeah. So I was introduced to the pool industry when I was going to school, and there was an advertisement for a receptionist at a plaster company. And so I did that, and I'm one of those people that needs to know more. So I started hurry up with my office duties so that I could go see what is it that they do. And of course, they threw me in the pool a couple of times to trowel, and I never did proficiently learn to trowel, but that's okay. I understand the whole mechanism of troweling.
Right.
And then the owner of the company was getting ready to sell. One of the foremen wanted to start his own company, so he started a plaster company, and I helped him. And I did learn the ins and outs and driving a forklift and prepping pools, sandblasting pools, ripping off tiling, coping. I just didn't go that extra step for plaster. And did that for a while. And we sold the company, and I remained in the pool industry, working for the builders I had plastered for by doing startups. But during the period of time that I was with a plaster company, there wasn't really a startup way to go. And so I started reading. I mean, we did have internet back at that time. And so learning how to just learning resources, taking some NSPI classes, just to dig in and figure out what it was I was supposed to do. Because I met this guy on a job site, and he said, okay, turn on the equipment, get the brush, put in 3 scoops of chlorine, and then turn that gallon of acid upside down. I said, what size pool? He said, oh, any pool, it doesn't matter. So so that's when I got concerned. So doing that, and of course I would then teach the pool schools with pretty simple equipment, so I didn't have to have a lot of experience with that. And they said, well, we don't want to service the pool. Would you service our pool? So then I started servicing pools. I wasn't really big into doing repairs, but I did have a little pool route that I ran. And so I had divorced from the plaster company and met my husband, remarried, and had the service company and teaching startups. And then I took a little time off and had 2 kids. And I got a phone call from a manufacturer of a product in Canada, and his plaster product was having issues in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so he hired me. He gave me 14 different addresses. I went to look at these pools, do the water chemistry testing, meet with the people, the service company, and all these other people, and doing this detective work. And I thought, this is kind of cool. So I sold the service route completely and spent more time. It was a part-time job, but I did inspections as the pool lady. And that's I started being interested in the NPC because one of my employees was from California, and we kept hearing all this stuff about in the 86, 87, what was going on with the cements. And then in Texas, we started having the same problem. And that's when I met Bruce Hughes and we started conversing. So I've been involved with the NPC for many, many years. But I did inspections for a number of years, and then PebbleTech came to me and made me an offer, and I worked for PebbleTech for almost 12 years, and I loved it there. I loved working at PebbleTech. But this opportunity came along at this time in my life when I was getting tired of 30 weeks a year travel. So
yeah,
this is my dream job, guys. I mean, I'm so excited about this. I've been involved with education and the technical side ever since I officially became a member of NPC. And so I can't every day I get up and what do I get to do today? You know, who do I get to meet now? Who can I talk to? Because there's just so many different aspects that I've been thinking about that we can do so much more, and we can integrate this industry by going. Everybody's got an education plan now, I feel. Most people do. And I think that we could work so close together that our science and our methods all can be integrated into each one of our programs, no matter what it is. And so I'm just real excited about this.
Well, I agree with you. We have such great, strong allies in the industry, and a lot of them are asking for education. I know that you and Chris at one point went out and tackled some of that for us together, and I know that's an experience you guys had together.
Oh, yeah.
I did want to share. I wanted all the guys or all of us here to maybe share maybe our first encounter or some time with Jana. I have a funny story, but Chris, you want to?
Yeah,
you want to go first?
I agree. You know, it doesn't even need to be spoken about the constant need for premium. I'll stress that and caveat that premium education, right? I think in this industry, and we've talked about this before, we have a problem, or a challenge, I should say, where a lot of the need for education is filled by manufacturers that have an agenda. And that's not a knock on anybody, but is this really education, or is it marketing and promotion to a captivated audience, right? And I think this is where this partnership that we have with the different entities in the industry, that the NPC has, is all on board too. And I think Jana is the ultimate catalyst to really kind of bring forth all of the research and validated information that we have that's created from the NPC and the efforts and our partners, and really bring it to the forefront and share that in a two-way street, with all the folks out there in this business and in this sector. So, I mean, that's really what I'm the most excited about. We saw, it was the tip of the spear, really, when we did our class, Jana, together in was it Dallas, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. Boy, all these shows run together, right? 25 years of them. So, yeah, I mean, we had such a great response though from that class, and that just proved it. We knew it was going to be successful, but I mean, the beauty of this whole thing is, I think that we have the opportunity. I know we have the opportunity to take that excitement and that engagement and that success that we created there with that great partnership with the folks over at Pool Nation, and just duplicate that in many facets and many venues. So yeah, it's just really cool and exciting, to have now somebody be able to take that and be the flag bearer of all this for the NPC and for the industry, really. So it's exciting to hear. And Jana, I 100% agree with you when you're kind of walking us through your origin story about how, the solving these mysteries and really, really coming up with creative solutions to not so typical issues that can arise with pool surfaces and in pools periods. Like, it really does. We kind of become, forensic scientists and forensic investigators, right? When it comes to this stuff. And I get a kick out of it too. So we're kind of cut from the same stone in that, because I love taking on these challenging problems and solving them. So having somebody who also is driven by that in this position is just it's just a real great thing for us as the NPC today, for sure.
Yeah, and you hit on that with the forensics, because I wanted to share, I met the pool lady. That's when I first met Jana. Was on a pool in Dallas. I was with one of my salesmen in my former life at SGM, and we're looking at the pool. He's doing his thing, and I look up, and Jana's like, "You should really see it from up here." I'm like, all right, who is this?
Right.
And, she came down, introduced herself, and I think Mike had called her to come and help look at it with him and stuff. And I just got a great introduction to her, and she knows her stuff, and and I've got to know Jana really well over the years, and like I said, she knows I'm excited. So, as a marketing guy, you want stuff to market, and I can't wait to to utilize all that knowledge and just her aura with people too. I mean, she's great stuff, Jana. I won't keep overdoing it here, but we're super excited for you.
Thank you.
For sure. Hey, since we're telling Jana stories, I can go back even farther to when I was working with my father at All American, and he would put us to work when he was part of the Builders Council and talking about the trade shows. We're building pools on the show floors at the trade shows. And that's when I met who's this woman that's telling us how to build the pools that are over here and getting involved and telling us where to put the pipe together and stuff, and it's Jan. And I remember one of the things that I remember that the most is that being from the Northeast and having a little bit of Italian in us, we were big huggers. We were big huggers then. We're big huggers. And this Texas lady does not know what hugging was all about. Now, it's just a form of respect from where we come from. And she's like, y'all, you're a lot of huggers down up there, So that just stuck in my mind 25, 30 years later. And what's great is that today we hug every time we see each other. So, and I can echo all the sentiments that Brent and Chris say, that now that I'm in the plaster end of things for the last 15, 16 years, Jan and I really formed a really strong friendship, and she has become one, if not the go-to person when I can't think out of the box and figure something out. Jan is the first person I call to help me out in solving these issues.
By the way, that Texas accent you just did there was uncanny.
Probably North Carolina, but
yeah, I don't even know what that was.
No, and I tell you what, that big hugging thing means I learned that from you and your family, your dad, and it stays with me every show I go to. In fact, we had some new sales guys at Pebble Tech last year, and they said, well, I think you're close to 1,000. I said, what are y'all talking about? We think you have hugged 1,000 people today. So just come by and get a hug. That's all I care about.
Nice.
Yeah, it is just exciting. And Jana, I mean, I know these go without saying, but I did want to highlight too some of the goals and, the opportunities that come, now that you've taken this taking the helm of this ship, right? And first of all, I think this is such a great opportunity. I want to just kind of touch on it, but what a way to be an ambassador for other folks out there to kind of create these advocate armies that want to go and spread and teach on behalf of the NPC with this quality information and really cross-pollinate all these best practices and all this new data that we have, and just to ensure that again, all things rise with our efforts, right? So I know that's one of the things that I'm really excited about for you, is getting out there and creating this syndicate almost of certified and vetted instructors that can go out and really spread the word and cross-pollinate this our efforts.
Well, and that's what the goal is, and it's been amazing, the response and the number of people that have reached out, because NPC really did. We had an education committee, but we didn't have a director of education, and so now they've got a contact. And IPSA has made a contact with me, wanting to do more, especially in their newsletters right away. FSPA is anxious for us to get our programs listed with Florida licensing, so that there will be more CEUs available to their people there. I've been renewing things that we didn't even realize were almost expired there, so that we can continue to work there. And we've got new membership and people that are wanting to serve on our committees that are calling and wanting to say, hey, I'm in this part of Florida. I would really like to teach the startup certification. And I said, I got your name on the list. We're going there. And we do want more people to be able to teach the startup certification. But I do feel, because it's so important and about the startup certification, you can be a great service guy and know your water chemistry, but until you incorporate the effects of fresh plaster and that water, it's a little bit, you have to be aware of be able to explain those reactions when you're teaching. You may know it when you're doing it. You may not know exactly why you're doing it, but that you're following the NPC startup card. But we need to explain those things. So we're looking to build a program for Train the Trainer, and we'll advertise it on the website and through other various medias to have people. And I think what we'll do is just like a Zoom training and see which one of these people really like what we're going to be teaching, and help them. And then we'll do on-site things, but we may do a lot of online training so that we can see who the good candidates are going to be and help us out.
Yeah, and I think the best path forward for everyone is going to be this dual format, to your point, like embracing
Yes.
that too. And we've got, the most immersive type of experience with an in-person training, of course, but schedules are schedules. And in this day and age now, people are utilizing technology, and we've got to be nimble, and we will be, and that dovetails right into as well. One of the things that with your with your guidance, Jana, we can really throttle down, and continue at an escalated pace to enhance and grow the NPC library and these deliverable resources. That's the next step, right? Like, not only are we going to get a lot more penetration and coverage with this team that we'll build through your leadership, but we will also really have a lot more directed deliverables when it comes to research and all this data that we have been cooking for years. We've got so many projects that have been simmering, and there's so much to share, with the industry with regards to that the NPC has coordinated and partnered with other folks in the industry on. So that's another thing I'm really excited about.
Yeah, and with the work that we've been able to do with PHTA on not our standard, and with the work that we have committee members on the Recreational Water and Air Quality Committee, and the members that are on the Builders Council, I really want to make sure that we're teaching very similar methods. They don't have to be exactly the same, but these standards mean a lot, and especially if anything happens to get legal. So we need to stay as close together and matching and working and exposing our industry to these things. So,
Right.
we promote a better builder. We promote a better product. So those types of things are very exciting to me as well, as
Yep.
working to see how we can blend what we do, since we're such a very minor part of the pool building process, but we're a very major part for that homeowner to enjoy that pool build that's being built.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. And like Jimmy, the Superfly producer of this show, always says, high tide raises all ships, right? And that's really, I think, ultimately what we're doing here is significantly raising the bar, raising the tide, and all the folks that want to come on board and be a part of the NPC and take advantage of all this next level of offerings that we're going to be bringing to the table through Jana. Get on board now, because it's going to make you and your business more successful, and ultimately a much more professional level company out there.
I think so for sure, Chris. I mean, let's take that off simmer and put it on the front eye and turn that sucker on.
It's time to put it in the walk and flash
right.
I know it. We're getting there. But outside of the training and getting those people and then aligning our industry, my number one is getting our classes translated and taught in Spanish. And I'm trying. I have candidates. We're in training. I've got people that have come to my classes that have been to took Greg Garrett's class or took Kent Westfall's class. And so they've seen it and they're interested. And we've got almost all of our materials translated now. So we're on that edge of, in fact, I've got training scheduled as we speak, so that once the shows start happening, I don't know if we'll make Expo, but I do know in 2026 we are going to have the startup class in Spanish.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's amazing. And once it's there, right? This isn't a 1-year phenomenon. This will be the path forward, where we will be producing all of our, tenant type of cornerstone offerings in Spanish, right? So that's really the goal too, is just to have this as our practice moving forward.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. No one else is doing that.
Yeah. I'm 2026. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
That's great.
Yep. Long overdue
Awesome.
too, much needed and long overdue, right? So, and as an industry, I think this is going to potentially also motivate others within the industry to make that same kind of commitment, right? I mean, and it's not easy. It takes time. You have to really vet out, where you're getting your translations and interpretations from, because Spanish is a very dynamic language. It has a lot of different vernaculars and different geographic intricacies to it. So, we've gone through that, and that ultimately comes down to a commitment as far as cost, right? It takes a lot of money and time to do all this, and NPC has done it. And I challenge the rest of the industry to also get on board and partner. It's like we're going to open up a whole Pandora's box with this direct, accurate line of communication to all the Spanish speaking professionals that are out there.
Right.
Well, Janet, like I said, we're excited about, getting all this stuff out there. The Spanish thing is super important. And what I was going to say is you got a full plate through 2026 with startup, but we've got surface prep behind it. We got plaster placement, all these tech manual things that the volunteers have been, putting time on, and we just haven't had that person to really help us get it to the next level. So you got a lot of tasks in front of you, but we know you're the right person for it. And I think what we're reaching here, getting you introduced, is an amazing smooth finish and a welcome you to great things.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this because I'm so excited about it.
It's exciting stuff for sure, without a doubt.
Good things to come.
Great things to come. Check out the website. Check out all the socials, and be on the lookout for the next classes that we are offering. They will be uploaded frequently and diligently.
Absolutely.
Don't forget about our Flex Your Finish.
Yeah. Don't forget to flex your finish
and the new app.
And make
Download
sure
the new app.
There you go, Robbie. Hit them all. Yep. We're hitting them all, boys.
We have to flex your finish. Go to the website. Go to the Instagrams. Go to the Facebooks. Go to the LinkedIn's. Now, be sure check out the class schedule. Check out the Flex Your Finish contest. It's amazing. We're getting so many great entries, and it's really bringing a spotlight to so many different applicators out there. And just check out all of our things. But most importantly, also check out the app, because you can get all this information through the app once it's downloaded onto your phone.
Including listening to this right here, right?
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one. Thanks again.